This is a management challenge for anybody. And that's perhaps the reason why every quality technique which is of importance has evolved from the printed circuit board manufacturing, even in Japan. Worldwide, all quality management tools have originated somewhere or the other in electronics and printed circuit boards, not in the rest of the components, not even in the ICs, microprocessors, but in PCB, because it's so multidisciplinary and the product mix is so much that you always have a challenge. Even if you have solved one problem, there is a related problem which crops up. Coming to specifications and standards, because you are making actually a review of an existing standard, suggesting improvements in it, this is relevant. The standard is a generally agreed state-of-the-art specification. When we say state-of-the-art, what do we mean? What people can generally do using the existing technology. That's what we try to put into a standard so that everyone who comes into the industry also knows this is what it's about. I have to achieve at least this to be able to be acceptable to the market. And processes are evolved accordingly. So, being conforming to a given standard by itself does not make you successful. You have to do something better than that if you have to be a leader in your field. So leadership involves exceeding requirements and standards. You are aware that IPC specifications are giving you various classes, class 1, class 2, class 3, depending on the various applications to which the printed circuit board is put. Yet, there may be a customer coming to you, most probably from defense or space, asking for some requirements which are much in excess of what is the state of the art. And how do you meet that? You have to have the technology. You have to develop the technology to be able to reach there, and hence your process capability comes after you have a certain technology. How to use the technology and produce products repeatedly conforming to the requirements is the issue of process capability. Technology in its turn is very dependent on doing new things and hence innovation. So you need a creative brain, you need an innovative brain to be able to develop technology for a given application or an anticipated application. And innovation, of course, everyone knows, is something which scrapes and pushes the frontier of knowledge in any branch of human activity. And process capability which you deal with every day is improved by reducing variation. Variation is the problem that we face. Variation is the problem that keeps coming back and that causes us heartburns. So printed circuit board manufacturing, going a little bit into it, how many steps in the printed circuit board process? Because I am aware it depends on what printed circuit board you are talking about, but just guess how many steps. Any one of you?
Is major 25 to 20 to 25? If you take the
I will be
major,
extremely happy if you have a process which ends in 25
if you
steps.
take the major processes, if you take all the minute thing, maybe much more.
These days we are talking about multi-layer boards with several layers and flexible boards attached to it. I won't be surprised if it is 100 or 200. The days of 5, 10, 25, 30 years ago, 35 years ago, not now. Just take a 5-step process. Why? Very bright fellow. 90% acceptance at each of these steps. Just calculate mentally what will be your yield at the end without doing any rework. What will it be? Just make a calculation. Would it be 80%? 70%? 59%. 90% acceptance in each of this, just 5 steps. Your first pass yield is just 59%. So with 100 or 200 steps, how can you not have problems coming back? They will keep coming back. So, printed circuit manufacturing is not child's play. It requires 6 sigma level of manufacturing. Nothing less. So look at these here. This is a cable which is very well known among Six Sigma practitioners and people who know even a little bit about Six Sigma. Today's challenge is like that. So there is no escape from improving every step in such a way that your first pass yield gets close to here and not somewhere here. So 3 sigma process capability is just inadequate. Most statisticians think that this is enough. They are always thinking about a single step. Whereas a product where you work on one material right through, like you do on a laminate, this is the kind of thing you have to have. So how do we have this kind of a thing? It's not easy to have it by adopting just one or the other of the techniques. You will have to use all kinds of things that have been done in quality management over the last 50 years. There is the theory of constraints, there is Six Sigma, there is Lean, and each one is a big body of knowledge. And all of them are applicable, unfortunately, to our product and fortunately for the consumer. So you have to be always on your toes to be able to supply him acceptable goods.